My wife said I wasn't trying hard enough to find work, so I got a job serving her dinner dates with another man. I'm Ryan, and I spent the last 7 years building a career in operations at a mid-sized tech company. Not Silicon Valley money, but solid enough that my wife Linda and I could afford our townhouse in the suburbs and the occasional vacation. Then March hit, and I got the email that starts with, "As part of our restructuring initiative." You know the one. The severance was okay for about 2 months. After that, things got tight fast. I was sending out applications every day, doing interviews, following up on leads. The tech job market right now is brutal, and every posting has like 300 applicants, but Linda didn't see it that way. "You're not trying hard enough," she'd say, scrolling through her phone while I made dinner with whatever was on sale. Mark from my work got laid off and found something in 3 weeks. "The market's different now." "Excuses, Ryan." She cut me off. "That's all I'm hearing." The worst part, she started staying out later. "Drinks with coworkers," she'd say when I asked. "You wouldn't understand, you're home all day." That one stung because I was home all day applying to jobs, not watching TV like she implied. By month 4, I was getting desperate. Our savings were down to maybe 6 weeks of expenses. I needed income, any income, while I kept looking for real work. That's when I saw the posting for evening servers at Marcello's, this upscale Italian place downtown. The kind of spot where entrees start at $40. I didn't tell Linda. She would have lost her mind seeing me in a server uniform after I'd spent years in business casual. So I told her I was networking in the evenings, meeting old colleagues for drinks. She barely looked up from her phone when I said it. The work was fine. Humbling as hell, but the tips were decent, and the evening shift meant I could still apply to jobs during the day. The other servers were cool, mostly younger people working through college or between gigs. Nobody asked too many questions about the 32-year-old guy learning to balance 4 plates on his arm. I'd been there about 3 weeks when it happened. It was a Thursday night, pretty busy. I was taking drink orders at table 6 when I glanced toward the entrance and saw her. Linda, my wife, walking in with a guy I'd never seen before. My stomach dropped so hard I almost forgot what the customer at table 6 just ordered. She was wearing the black dress I bought her for our anniversary, the one she said was too nice for just dinner. Her hand was on his arm and she was laughing at something he said, not the dry laugh she gave me lately. The real one, the one I hadn't heard in months. They got seated in Marco's section, thank God, not mine. I watched from behind the bar as they settled in, the way she touched his hand across the table, the way he leaned in close to whisper something that made her blush. "Hey, you good?" Marco asked, walking past with a tray. "Yeah, just thought I recognized someone. Table 9, they're regulars, come in every couple weeks. Big tippers though, so can't complain. Regulars every couple weeks." I did the math. The nights she said she was out with coworkers. The times she came home smelling like wine and expensive cologne. The new lingerie I found in the laundry that she said was just to feel confident, but that I'd never actually seen her wear. I finished my shift on autopilot. Took orders, brought food, smiled at customers, cleared plates. Inside, my brain was screaming. When I got to my car, I just sat there in the parking lot for 20 minutes, staring at nothing. Linda was still up when I got home, watching something on Netflix. "How was networking?" she asked without looking at me. "Fine, talked to some people." "Any leads?" "Maybe, still waiting to hear back." She nodded, eyes on the screen. "Well, you need to try harder, we can't keep living like this." I went to bed. She stayed up. When she finally came to bed an hour later, she stayed on her side like she had been for months. I'm writing this at 3 a.m. because I can't sleep. I keep replaying it in my head. The way she touched his arm, the way she laughed, the way Marco said they were regulars. I'm going back to Marcello's tomorrow night, same shift. I need to know how deep this goes, but I also keep thinking about what happens after I know, because once I confront her, there's no going back from that. Maybe I'm a coward for not saying something tonight, but I need to think. Anyone been through something like this? Should I just rip the Band-Aid off, or is it worth getting more information first? Update 1. 3 days later, sorry for not updating sooner. Had to work a double shift at my networking events, and my phone's been blowing up with people telling me to confront her immediately. I appreciate the advice, but it's not that simple when you're living it. I've worked 4 more shifts since I posted. Linda and Anthony, that's the guy's name, I asked Marco about their reservation, have been in twice more. Last night and Monday. Monday was rough. Marco was working their table again, but I got stuck with the 4 top right next to them. Close enough to hear everything, far enough that Linda never glanced my way. The uniform helps. Black shirt, black apron, and Marcello's makes us wear these stupid flat caps as part of the authentic Italian aesthetic. I was just another faceless server in a busy restaurant. I was taking drink orders from my table when I heard Linda's voice carry over. "I can't wait for the Napa trip next month," she told him, twirling her wine glass. "I've always wanted to do the wine country thing properly. Napa. Next month." We were supposed to go to Napa for our 5th anniversary 2 years ago, but I had a major project at work and we postponed it. She said she understood, said we'd go eventually. I guess eventually meant with someone else. "Already got us booked at that place you wanted," Anthony said, pulling up something on his phone to show her. "The one with the vineyard view," she actually squealed. My wife, who I've known for 8 years, squealed over a hotel room with a guy who's not me. They ordered the Branzino, $85 for 2. I saw it on the order ticket Marco pinned up in the kitchen window. Meanwhile, Linda's been on my ass about unnecessary spending when I bought a $12 6-pack last week. "Split it, or should I get it?" Anthony asked when Marco brought their check. "You get it, I'll get drinks after," Linda said. Drinks after. They weren't going home to their separate apartments. They had a whole evening planned. I caught a glimpse of the receipt when Marco walked past to run the card. $234 with tip. They left around 9. I got home at midnight. Linda was already in bed. Her purse was on the kitchen counter. I'd never snooped before, never had a reason to, but screw it. I was already watching her dates myself. What's a little privacy invasion? Credit card receipts from the last 3 months. Marcello's, obviously, but also the Boathouse, Sakura, that new steakhouse on 5th. All places she'd told me she was out with the girls or a work dinner. 5 different restaurants, 8 different dates I could confirm. Probably more I didn't have receipts for. There were also receipts from a boutique hotel downtown. 4 different nights, all on weekdays when I was supposedly home all day doing nothing. I put everything back exactly how I found it. Went to the bathroom and stared at myself in the mirror for probably 10 minutes. The guy looking back at me was someone I barely recognized. Thinner than 4 months ago. Dark circles under his eyes. Wearing a stained T-shirt with a hole in the collar. Is this what she sees when she looks at me? Someone not worth keeping around. But here's the thing, and I know this sounds weird. I'm not angry anymore. I was furious that first night, don't get me wrong. But after watching them together, hearing their plans, I'm just cold now. Clinical. It's like something shut off in my brain. I've been documenting everything. Screenshots of her working late, texts that match up with their reservation times. The hotel receipts. I even checked our credit card statements and found the charges she made with her separate card that she thought I wouldn't see. Tuesday, I had 3 interviews lined up for the same operations role, different companies. I nailed all 3. Not because I suddenly got better at interviewing, but because I genuinely didn't care anymore about impressing anyone. I just answered honestly, didn't oversell myself, and apparently that confidence, or whatever you want to call it, worked. That night Linda came home from happy hour with Sarah around 11. Smelled like cologne, not her perfume. His. "How was your day?" she asked, dumping her purse on the couch. "Fine. Applied to some more jobs." "You've been saying that for months, Ryan. When are you going to actually get something?" I just nodded. "Working on it." "Well, work harder. I'm exhausted from covering all our expenses." She went to take a shower, a long one. When she came out, she went straight to bed without saying good night. I stayed up on the couch, laptop open, sending follow-up emails to recruiters and thinking about how I'd gotten to this point. We met in college. She was pre-med but switched to marketing after her first year. I thought she was the smartest person I'd ever met. She thought I was funny, called me her steady rock when everything else in her life felt chaotic. We got married at 27 and it felt right. Easy. Like we just fit. I don't know when that changed. Maybe it was gradual. Maybe it was the layoff that flipped a switch. Or maybe I was just convenient until I stopped being convenient. Here's what I've decided. I'm not confronting her yet. Some of you are going to say I'm dragging this out, that I should just get it over with. But I need to be smart about this. I need to have everything lined up first. I'm waiting. And when the time's right, she'll know. But it'll be on my terms, not because I caught her and exploded. I'm done being reactive. I go back to work tomorrow night. She's got a reservation for Friday. I'll be there. And I'll watch them celebrate whatever the hell they're celebrating while I plan my exit. The thing about being invisible is that nobody sees you coming. And right now, I'm a ghost in my own life, but I'm the ghost who knows everything. More soon. Update 2. A week later, you won't believe this shit. I got the job. Not just any job, the one I thought was a long shot. Senior operations manager at a consulting firm based in Denver. 50% more than I was making before. Full relocation package. Benefits day 1, start date in 3 weeks. I had the final interview Tuesday morning. They called me back Wednesday with the offer. I signed the paperwork Thursday. Linda doesn't know. She's been at extended work conferences the last 2 nights. Both nights Anthony was also at Marcello's. I checked the reservation book on my break. She came home Friday morning, took a shower, and immediately got on my case about the dishes I'd left in the sink. "Can you at least keep the house clean if you're not working?" she said, already heading to the bedroom to change. "Sure, sorry. And we need to talk about money. I can't keep doing this alone." "I know, I'm working on it." She gave me that look, the disappointed one. The one that used to make me want to try harder but now just makes me feel nothing. Working on it isn't good enough anymore, Ryan. Then she left to run errands or see Anthony. Honestly, doesn't matter.